Hi, Demi here, bringing you the gaming news as always. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I love new people. Now let's get straight into the video. Now, Paradox has released this 1-year plan for Imperator Rome. Let's go check it out. So, if you go here, we got the 1-year plan for Imperator Rome. So, June 26th will be the 1.1 Pompeii update, which will have reworked navies and pirates, as well as begin to expand on internal politics and management. I think this will be pretty good update, because the navies and the pirates really need reworking. I mean, navies is like only one type of ship, and pirates are just a little bit too bland. So we need improvement for pirates, and navies, they're basically for transporting, fleets at the moment. I mean, in Imperator Rome you can use them to blockade forts and actually get stuff, as I don't even think you can do that with navies in Imperator Rome. And it will also begin on internal politics and management. So this is pretty good in my opinion, as internal politics really needs fixing. It's a little bit bland at the moment. I personally feel that they just released this game just to get it out, and then we're like, we'll fix it all later in updates, which is probably what they did. It just sounds really good as Pompeii update. It's gonna fix a lot of stuff, and the management is gonna be pretty good in my opinion. Management needs improving, and so does internal politics, and they're going to expand on it, which will be great. It'll be great for everyone, and navies and pirates will get reworked also, so that's a plus. And then we got the 1.2 Hero update in September, which is an overhaul of monarch power, resource mechanic. Political influence will be introduced, creating a unique dynamic way to engage with your government. So yeah, this is pretty good in my opinion, as monarch power, resource mechanic, and political influence will be introduced, creating... So basically, monarch power needs to be improved. I mean, it needs to be overhauled completely. And in case you don't know what monarch power is, I believe it's mana. The mana thing, where you just go and buy it with the mana, and mana accumulates every month. That's pretty much mana, and trust me, a lot of people hate the mana. So this is good news. This is good news in my opinion, that mana is going to get overhauled, and we'll probably see it gone, and it will be a more monarchy power like Europa Universalis, which will be pretty good, and political influence will be introduced. That sounds really good, and it says that it will create a unique dynamic way to engage with your government, which also sounds really good. I mean, I would like a unique dynamic way to engage with my government, and this patch just sounds like it's going to fix a lot of stuff. I feel like by 1.2, Imperator Rome is going to be a completely different game, which will be good. And then we got the 1.3 Livy update, plus content pack, which is actually pretty interesting, because this will be the game's first piece of actual content DLC, besides the deluxe pack and the pre-order pack, which, trust me, a lot of people hated the deluxe pack, because it was like made like monuments appear on the map, 4 pieces of music, and a bunch of quest lines. And people really hated that, because they felt like it should have been in the main game. And it says here, the aim with this update is to focus on creating more distinct national identities and regional narratives appropriate to the era. So this sounds really good, and I hope by Q4 2019 they can make the titles based on gender, because when I was playing the game, I don't know if it's a glitch or not. So if Paradox, if you're listening, can you, which you probably aren't, because I'm too small, but basically, when I was playing the game, I was playing as Himja, and the nation next to Himja I conquered, and then a rebellion happened, but their leader was female, but it said she was the king. Like, can we please fix that? Like it's probably a bug in my opinion, but can we please fix it so it says the queen? So then that way we can get proper gender titles. I mean, like, I like gender titles. It just feels more historical to the era instead of having a female called, everyone's like, oh, she's the king. Like, it just don't make sense in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, the aim of this update is to focus on creating more distinct national identities and regional narratives appropriate to the era. This is going to sound really good, because we'll get more distinct national identities, which, trust me, a lot of the nations are basically the same depending on what type of government they are. They're just the same. Like, it's just like playing the same nation, except maybe you're a different religion and that's it. And regional narratives appropriate to the era. This sounds good. This sounds good. Hopefully they're talking about events, because I don't think there's many narratives that are like based on history in the game. So this will be pretty good. It will be a pretty good update. 1.3 and 1.4 Cassandra update plus first expansion, which this expansion, this patch will be a major monument in the game, because it will be the first time the first expansion comes out to this game. Yes, content pack, then first expansion. That's basically what they're going with here. And it says more info to come, so like they're not even ready to announce this yet. So like the expansion's probably not even fully developed yet, I'm guessing, and that's why they're saying more info to come. Either that, or it's already developed and they're trying to hide it to like be like, oh, we don't know what it is, there's more info to come. But then they're going to be like, ah, it was this, guys, haha. But yeah, I really can't wait for the first expansion. I also can't wait to 1.3, and I really look forward to 1.2 also, and 1.1 is going to be fun. It's the next expansion pack, which is this month, which is in like 25 days. So hopefully we get 1.1 out with no problems. And if you go down here, basically with the mana thing, this guy's even, and attack is thinking the same thing. He's saying, considering how much of the other parts of the game are getting content in 1.1 and 1.3, I'm predicting that 1.4 will be oriented towards economics and trade. Also, does this mean that the mana will be removed in 1.2 and not 1.1? See, even he is thinking it. He is even thinking it. That's what I got right about it. They're removing mana in 1.2. And hopefully he's right in what he's predicting, that 1.4 will be more oriented towards economics and trade. Because right now, how we're going, trade is basically you trade and it teleports that resource to your nation. I would really like trade to be like Europa Universalis 5, where we have trade nodes across the map and you gotta like use the trade nodes. That would be really interesting, instead of just teleporting it to you. Like, you gotta use the trade nodes. That would be fun. That would be really, really fun. I feel like they could have done that with Imperator Rome, but I think they were just like, oh, we'll just get the game out now and we'll fix everything later. Which, to me, people complain about game developers doing that, but at least Paradox is gonna fix it and improve everything that should have been in the game at 1. Because as people said, this game was very lacking content. But the 1 year content path, it looks like by Q2 2020, we'll have way more content for the game. And in about 4 patches, the game should feel like a fleshed out game. In fact, maybe even by 1.2. So, hopefully we get a lot of improvements to the game over the year, and I can't wait to see what these improvements are. These improvements are going to be pretty cool in my opinion. I will probably do a video on 1.1 patch notes when it comes out. That should be good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as it really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next gaming news. Also, just want to make a special notice that I will be back to doing gaming content on Monday. Anyway, this is Demi Jack signing out.